Hello, welcome to the G.I. Joe New News Classified Reviews. My name is David T. Allen, or if you would like, Super Dave 817. If you would like to see more of this content, please like, share, and subscribe, and hit the notification button for future videos. Thank you and enjoy.
Hello, welcome to another episode of the G.I. Joe New News Classified Review. Good morning, and thank you for joining us. I am David T. Allen, and we are here to talk about the Viper 3-pack in Officer. This is going to be a little bit of a longer video because we got three figures to go over. This is the very first 3-pack that Hasbro Classified has ever released, and so it's going to take us a little while to go into that. And I got a couple comparison figures here to go and compare them with. But we got somebody in the chat already. Crusty Old Crow, good morning. Thank you for joining us. Let's see. I can't read what you said. Yes, the Viper 3-pack. The most out of place set. I was as mad it didn't have side art on the box. LOL. Yes. We'll get into that in a minute. But yeah, I understand. And then we have Bobby World here to join us as well. Good morning. Thank you. I never found that at Ross that always heard everyone else talk about. I didn't order mine through Ross or Ollie's or any of the discount places, Bobby World. I got mine through Hasbro Pulse. I ordered it the regular old way. I'm not one of those people that tries to get stuff at discount. If there's a possibility I can get something at discount, I see it at discount, maybe I'll get a second or a third one or whatever, but I don't order it that way. But the more power to each of you if you have to do that for budgeting reasons and so on and so forth. I won't begrudge anybody for doing that. Crusty Old Crow, let's see. Bobby, BPGS is in, it's cheap. You got it off of Pulse. Okay. So yeah, then we both got it off of Pulse then. So this is an interesting one. This is number 47. So we're getting close to 50 with this. Let's go into some of these designations. Now they have different artwork. It was a different piece of artwork, and this is where they start changing the packaging. Like I said a couple videos back, they kept changing the packaging for the next 10 or so videos, guys. And so this is one of those places where they kept changing the package. Bobby World, I also like that Retro Viper. I think that's the best out of them, mainly because it looks more like the cartoon. Yeah, that's the thing with the retro versions. They're going to look a lot more like the cartoon and toy kind of the best versions of both of those, and that's good because it gives us something different to go over, because we got other Vipers after this. I think there's a Crimson Viper. There might be something else too. I'm not 100% sure what the other Viper is after this, but there's the vintage one as well. So we got a lot of Vipers. For those guys that are troop builders and those guys that collect a lot of certain characters, and if you're a Viper collector or a Viper fan, then I can see you guys having a lot of fun, because there's a lot of Vipers. So let's see. Let's check these designations out. We have the those 5 stars. I think we do have that one. Let's see. That one is leader. We have a leader in here. We got the one with the armaments. Let's see. That one is light weapons. So we got leader, light weapons. We have hand-to-hand combat, and then we have the one with the 2 gears. I don't think I have that one. So we got hand-to-hand combat, light weapons, leader. Yeah, I don't have the one with the 2 gears. So I'm guessing front line or something like that. Front line, maybe. I'm not sure what the last designation is, but that's all the designations there for now. Let's see. So, like again, this is the first time we're going to open this up. So we got this cross-sell kind of thing in the back with all the Vipers and all their accessories and gear. And then they changed the package a little bit different. It was supposed to be a Cobra, and it goes from red to blue. Mechanized. Oh, mechanized is the last one. Okay. Thank you, Crustero Crow. Do you have all these designations someplace where you can get them? So this is the first time we're opening this up. So let's see, what do we have? Oh, look, we got a one of those locker things. So we got another figure with a locker, and then no, I was just guessing. Yeah, but you're probably right, mechanized, because it is a cog, and they're troops. So that makes sense. I would think that would be with the bats, right? Mechanized, but I'm not sure. But we'll find out eventually when we start getting more of those designations. Hopefully, Michael Gene Fleming, when he gets a chance, will be able to send me some of those, because he's the one that gave me these original ones because I couldn't figure it out. So there you go, which I appreciate Michael Gene doing that for us. Let's see. All right, so here we go. 3 bats. And they are all tied down. So now I have to untie them all. Let's see. All right, so we're going for the first one here. Just doing them in order. And Vipers are really cool. Obviously, the Vipers appeared in Sunbow Rise, Serpentor Rise first. Then in the comics, A Real American Hero. I can't recall when they appeared. I did not get that information this time. I got it the last time I did the Vipers. I know the Python Patrol was like 80, 89, I guess. And then let's see. What else? So I am not that big of a troop builder guy. I know a lot of people are, which is fun. I think I know a friend of mine that collects Cobra Law troopers, and he has tons and tons of them. So he's waiting for the classified version of that. But I have other friends that are bat collectors. They're a troop builder collector there. So there's that. And so being a troop collector is fun. Um, the only one that I would do that with, and I have a lot, is the Crimson Guards. That's my favorite troop builder, and I'll talk more about that when I get to that video. And it's coming up very shortly, in fact. But for troop builders, that's my main character that I like the most. Let's see. Untying these one by one. We're almost there. But yeah, troop builders are fun to do dioramas and things like that with. If that's the thing for customizing and doing dioramas. All right, so somebody fell out. Oops. We have 3 Vipers now. You have another string there. All right, so they pretty much kept the deco on 2 of these. They just made them darker, a lot darker, and one of them is gray, so he's more like the officer, like it says on the package. So there's the dark, the 2 dark ones, and they have like a silver plate on their masks there. So there you got 2 troopers, and in comparison to the regular Viper, they're way darker. If you look at the color on that, I got them too far away. They're a lot darker. I would say this is just a smidge brighter than this. This is a little bit darker. It's kind of like, this is the Cobra trooper and officer and soldier color, and this is a little bit brighter, the Viper color. So there you go for that comparison in the colors. And we have hi, we got somebody new in the chat. Who is that? Claremont Sellers? Is that what that says? Let me check. Can't read that. Clement Sellers. Clement Sellers? Is that right? If I'm saying that wrong, I apologize. I hope that's the right way to say it. Good morning, and thank you for joining the chat. We appreciate it. So then they have the gray Shamak, like the other Viper as well. It's so far very, very similar to the other Viper, except the color is a little duller and muted. The reds and blues are more muted. All right, so we're going to put him over here temporarily, and the other one is pretty much identical to that. It's got the dark blue, it's got the muted blues and reds, silver faceplate. Put him over there, and then we have the officer. Now this is interesting that they use this gray as an officer, a Viper officer. I would have thought maybe he could have been a repaint maybe later for like a different vehicle driver or something like that, maybe. But they did the 3-pack. They changed him and made him the officer, and he has a gold faceplate. You can tell that that's gold. Bobby World. Let's see. I never got the point of the goggles since they have a faceplate shield. Yeah, I know that is a little weird. I'm not sure what the purpose of the goggles were. Maybe they're night goggles or something like that. But then if they were night goggles, you would think that they would have like green or something on them, right? Yeah, that's a little bit weird. And all of them have it. Like the Python Patrol one has it, and the regular one has it. And now I bet these do too when we get these open. And so he has more of red and gray in there, and the gold is the standout, and he's got that the gold tampo there. And then the other two have the red tampo that is the same color. So all these guys have tampos on them, and I'll get into that in a little while. Let's get into this box of accessories. Now we have one of those lockers, not quite the same as the other lockers because it doesn't have a designation or anything on it or a number. So we're just going to open this up. For those of you who are first time watching this series, we are opening all the classified figures for the very first time 5 years after their initial release. We're doing a comparison and contrasting of their vintage versions with their classified versions. And we've already done the Viper, so I don't have to do that again. But we are going to compare them to the previous Viper. So all these guys in the chat here that have been here for a while, they can attest to that, right, guys? Let's see. So it has like a land type deco on here with there's like a X with a map kind of feel to it, like you're on Cobra Island kind of feel to this. So let's get all these bags out of here. That's one bag. There's two little boxes. There's another bag. The indicia, and there's a couple more little cardboard things. Two more cardboard things to open up. There, so we got four little cardboard things, and we got two bags, and we got indicia. So I like these little lockers because you can put stuff back in there, and you can put these behind my display. If you look back there, I can put them back there and keep them stored, and it's safe. All the accessories and things, if I want to store them, I can keep them in there. So this has got a cool paper packaging that has Joe and Cobra on it, the Cobra sigil, and the stripes and stars for G.I. Joe paper. And I didn't save this paper the last time I did this, but so we have three backpacks, three different backpacks. Looks like they're all the same color. Let's see. They have the little Cobra sigil deco there in red. They have dark blue. They have some gray, some paint deco on there. And then the core of it is black. So gray, blue, red, and black. So that's for all the Vipers. They all have the same backpack. So I'm going to put, now that I was thinking about it, was there a fire team Viper, H77 fire team Viper? Maybe one of you guys in the chat can tell me if there was because I can't remember who was in the fire team. I think there was a what's his name Viper, the Walmart exclusive Viper. I think he was in the fire team. I'm trying to think of who else. Was there a regular Viper in the fire team off the top of your guys' head? Because I don't recall. Now, see, this one, he's a little tight. He has a sheath on his left leg, holster, I mean, not a sheath, a holster. But almost identical to the other Vipers, other than the color deco. And let's see. He has the holster there as well. He's pretty tight. He looks good. Um, they all have their backpacks. This one's a little wobbly. He's a little wobbly. I'm not sure why that is, but he is a little wobbly. So we got all three of them with their backpacks. Let's see. We're going to go into the next bag. Cobra paperwork. Eventually, we'll get to that fire team because I have two of those as well, and we'll be opening that as part of the numbering. But I'm not entirely sure. I can't recall whether there's a Viper in that or not. All right, so there's that. So there's all kinds of blast effects, goggles. There's revolvers. There's not even sure what that is. Oh, these must be muzzles. Muzzles for their rifles and stuff. But there's blast effects, all different shapes, sizes of blast effects, smoke. So the regular Viper didn't get a lot of these blast effects. So this is definitely different. Uh, that was not in the previous offerings. So you can mix and match all these Viper effects with your previous Vipers. So there's lots and lots of cool effects here that you can mix and match. So that's kind of cool that we have all this stuff now that we can put on the different Vipers. Oops. Especially if you're a troop builder or what have you, and you want a lot of that. So you have a lot of opportunities. So there's, let's see, there's three rifles. There's one with some red tampo on it. Revolvers, I mean, not rifles. This is the red one, and so I'm going to put that in the leader, and then these ones are slightly different, so they're not identical. They're a different type of revolver from that one. So I'm going to put the two that are similar to with the regular Viper, and the red one I'm going to put in the other Viper holster. So this is the red Viper. So I'm going to put the red revolver in that holster there, and then I'm going to put the other two. He's the officer. I'm guessing he's the officer. So I'm going to put the other two weapons in the regular Vipers. Holsters there and there. All right. So then let's see. We have goggles again. And we have a little bit of deco on all these goggles. Now, I have the goggles on all the Vipers, the previous Vipers, and it was a little tricky getting them to stay on. But I have them all on the regular Viper and the Python Viper. So I'm going to try to put them all on these. And your comment from earlier, Crusher Crow, makes apropos now that we're doing the thing with the Viper goggles. All right, so there's one goggle. So we got one on. They slip off from time to time. So then we're going to do the officer, see how that stays on. I think the fire team has a range Viper, has a Viper, and it might have a regular trooper, like a Cobra trooper or whatever. I don't recall whether that's all the members of the fire team, the 7 fire team from the Hiss. I know the HMS has a Techno Viper, but I don't recall. So there's that Viper, the officer with his goggles. There. That one might be upside down. Actually, I think it is upside down. Now I gotta take that back off. I put it on upside down because I wasn't looking. So let's put that back on there. They seem to be staying on pretty good. He looks really good with his goggles, with the gold faceplate. And then we have, last but not least, and then we have a muzzle. Oh, he has gold. That has gold. So that probably should have been on the gold one. Let me take these ones off, put it on the gold one. So this is different. This one, these goggles have gold deco on it, and it should probably be on the gold Viper, who was the officer in this 3-pack. There. All right, so now he has gold on there, and he's a little crooked. So there, you have gold on there. And his backpack came off. There. Now we can put this one on the other one. Now he also, that the gold officer one, he has the gray shamak as well. So they did not change his shamak. They left it the same color as the others. And it's the same color as the regular Viper. The Python Viper did not have a shamak at all. So there you go. You have the goggles on all the Vipers. There. All right. So now we're going to leave the all the blast effects and stuff like that off for the time being, so we can get into some of these weapons. So let's see. We have one. Wow, look at all this greeble on this. This is a really big weapon. Whew. There's all kinds of cool stuff on that. I'm going to wait to see which weapon goes to which figure, because I don't want to put the wrong weapon on the wrong figure. There's a smaller weapon that has a bunch of cool greeble as well. So then let's see, what else do we have here? We have another one of these. And it looks like I dropped one of my blast effects down here. So I dropped a blast effect. So now I'll put that back up there. So let's see. We have two of these, so I'm guessing these two are going to go with the Vipers that are dark blue, the longer rifle, and the shorter rifle I'll put with the officer, since that's a one-off. Yeah, so I'm going to go with this in the regular Viper's hands there. Clement, do you have every G.I. Joe Viper? Yeah, I have every G.I. Joe Viper. Classified or otherwise, because there's a lot of Vipers. There's 4-inch that has a lot of Vipers. O-ring, there was a couple of different Vipers, and then a lot of the series in between. All those series have different Vipers as well. I have quite a lot of Vipers. I won't say I have every single Viper, just because I don't want to make that blanket statement, but I have a lot of Vipers. So I don't know if you're talking classified or otherwise, but I have a lot of Vipers, trust me. My collection's quite large. I think Crusty Old Crow was wanting me to do a video for a walkthrough of this room and possibly some of my other collection. And so I may end up doing that. If we can get to 200 subs, right, Crusty Old Crow, we're going to do a walkthrough of this room, which this is my theater. It was originally built to be a movie theater, but I turned it into my YouTube channel theater instead. I don't have too many people over to watch movies. I can watch movies in here if I have to, though. Uh, it's still set up for that. Um, but it is a large room. There's a lot of movie memorabilia and stuff in this room, and a lot of other cool stuff. And it's become my studio for doing my YouTube channel. Several people have been here that have seen this, and they're pretty much in awe over it. All right, so then he's got a muzzle. I'm going to put this muzzle on. I'm going to say this officer, since he's got the gold tip on there. I'm going to stick it on his rifle. There. All right. So I put that one muzzle on this rifle, the officer's rifle. There. So there you go. So we got those guns on there. Then we have one more package of stuff. Let's see what this is. It is more rifles. 2 more rifles. All right. And these are similar rifles, identical. They both have greeble on both of them. They look really cool. They look like the rifle that the previous Viper had and the Python Viper. So that's the same rifles that they had. So both of these guys, all these guys have 3 different rifles, and then there's 2 extra rifles. Let's see. I don't think there's any places on the backpacks for that. So you can switch out these rifles with these other rifles. So that's why it's good to have these chests, these lockers to put the extra stuff in. So now I made another mistake, because this backpack has a gold deco on it. So I'm going to switch the deco with the gold to the gold Viper. Again, I put the gold one on the wrong guy. So I'm going to swap that out, put the gold one on him. So then he has all the gold stuff. And his has less deco, color deco, has more grays. There are 2 different shades of gray with a little bit of gold in the middle. So it's slightly different. So then I'll put the blue, gray, and red one on the other Viper. So there you go. Okay, so we have a lot of accessories still left. So we didn't get everything put on these guys because there's a lot of extra blast effects that the previous Vipers didn't have. So that's good, because you can give some of those to the other Vipers, the blast effects. I'm going to try to put all these up without falling down. I hope I can do it. There, one. And this is the Weebly one. He might be a little bit tougher to stand up, because he's Weebly, or he's wobbly, whichever you want to say. Weebles wobble, they don't fall down. That's an old toy thing from my youth, for those of you that know. And then we have the officer. Let's see if we can get him in there. So now we have all these put together. We have all the accessories. So all the articulation in these are the same as the regular Viper and the Python Viper. So we still have the foot rockers. We still have the double pin knees, double pin elbows, the butterflied shoulders, the new head articulation, the wrist articulation, the crotch, and the ab crunch articulation. Let's see what if they have any of the new articulation points to uh, include with these. Let's see. They have do they? Yep, they have the second ankle articulation there. Do they have the second wrist articulation? Let's see. They have these wrist guards, but I don't see. No, it doesn't look like they have the that articulation. From what I can tell, they only have the elbow, the and the calf, the calf there articulation with the double shoulder, butterfly shoulders. So that's pretty much all the articulation, similar to the previous Vipers, and so that's fine. There's a lot of cool stuff you can do with these Vipers, regardless. Can't get him to stand. No. It's going to take me a little while to get this one to stand up. The officer. I can't get the officer to stand. I got the other two to stand, but for some reason I can't get him to stand. Yep. So he's a tricky one. So once I get him into a stand, maybe I can get him to stand. I have all these stands that I got that I've been putting them on my display over there, and the ones behind me, and they've been they look really good with the stands. So maybe then I'll be able to put him on without too much fuss. Let's see. All right, so I put him on a stand. Hopefully that helps him out a little bit better, and then he can stand up, stay up. There, I got him on a stand. So now we have the regular Viper, we got the Python Viper, we got the new 47 Viper team. I have a new sub. Cool. Thank you. I appreciate it, Clement. Spread the word. Like, share, and click the notification so you can get notification of these videos when I go live in the future, so you can join us in the chat in the future. Thank you very much. You like the ship? What, the Sky Striker behind us? That's the HasLab. We opened that a few weeks ago. That's the very first HasLab. So I opened that because it has no connection to any of Classified. So I want to open it as a fun HasLab to get all the HasLabs opened up. When we get to that number 100, we will be opening up the HasLab, and then the Dragonfly, I think, is 125 maybe, and then the Rattler is at around 150. So we will be opening all those HasLabs and the figures that go with them. So look forward to those. They're going to be really cool. Bobby World. Um, let's see. Are you looking forward to that Ghost Viper? I think it looks interesting. I'm excited. Yeah, I love the Ghost Viper. I have my two crystal balls. I'm one of the few people that got their crystal balls from Walmart too and didn't get canceled. So I'm going to cross my fingers that my Quick Kick and Beachhead that I got the notification for, both of those show up without any cancellations. So yeah, I love that. I love that whole idea, the Ghost Viper. I love new stuff, Bobby World. I think it's really cool. Thank you very much, Clement the Sky Striker. That's cool. I appreciate it. So I want Hasbro to do different things. I don't want them to just do repaints. As much as I know that that's what a certain contingent of fans want, the vintage package versions, like almost one for one up scale of the original vintage. There's an audience for that. I know that people want those, and I know we need to get that for the repaints in order to make this line successful and financially solvent, so we can get new stuff like that Ghost Viper. Even though the Ghost Viper is a reuse of a lot of parts, there is a lot of new stuff with it, and it's like an added cool new theme with Crystal Ball that never existed before. We had Crystal Ball, but it never was his. He didn't have his own like troops. He didn't have his own contingent of Cobra, part of Cobra, and now he has that like technical, like weird. I don't know what you want to call it, but there's like a name for those. The technology that Crystal Ball and that Ghost Viper uses. Maybe somebody in the chat could remember what the name of that is and share that. I can't remember what the name of that technical term is, but it's what Crystal Ball and what that new Ghost Viper uses. And that's a whole new branch of Cobra we never had before. So I'm all excited for whenever they do new stuff. That's why I like the Grim Viper. I think he's a really cool range Viper, like a heavy gunner range Viper. So now you can get your regular range Viper, you can get that range Viper, you can get the Fire Team 788 range Viper, and if they ever do a vintage package, you'll have another one there. So they're creating squads for all these different types of things. And right here, we have a squad of Vipers now, 5 Vipers. And there's at least 2 more Vipers to my knowledge. There's a Crimson Viper, and I think the Viper is also part of the Fire Team, 788 Fire Team. So there's going to be 2 more Vipers, and then the Vintage Fire Vipers. So we got 3 more Vipers to join. So there's going to end up being 8 Vipers altogether with this. So you're going to have a whole squadron of cool Vipers, and they all do different things, right? And they all look different, slightly different, right? But yeah, I want new stuff. I understand that they're going to get some reuse, like the bat. We're getting a lot of new bats down the line, like the Python bat. That's new. We never got that before, and there's some other bats coming as well that are going to be new. So I want that. Bobby World, the Grim Viper makes me think of Skullbuster. Yeah, he is very similar to Skullbuster. You're right. Um, so so bats are one of those things that they're going into new things. I like the coil cycle. That was a new vehicle. Parth Varma, when we get to that figure, that's a completely new figure, and they're utilizing some of those parts for different characters that we get to the Marine Paratrooper and possibly Ripcord and stuff like that. So parts like from that will be used for those figures down the line. So if they can introduce like the new Viper, that's a new version of Viper. I don't think she was ever Python Patrol before. So that's new as well. So there are new things that they're doing, but I want them to do it in between all the other stuff. So that gives another layer to classified. So we're getting vintage package, we're getting the classified up versions, we're getting now Arctic, we're getting water, we're getting desert, we're getting new. So there's 4 or 5 venues. We're getting legacy, we had 60th anniversary, and that's a whole layer too, the legacy. So there's like 6 different layers of stuff that they can intertwine into all this classified, so it's not the same thing over and over and over. uh yeah, I bet we'll see an Arctic Viper. Yeah, there were Arctic Vipers. On top of that, we're getting Mercer, who was a Viper as well. So, he's a guy that was a Viper that kind of defected from the Vipers. So there is a lot of reuse for this Viper, and it's good. I like it. I want it. I want. I don't mind reuse if it's spread out and it's different, like the Ghost Viper, like you asked. I'm I'm very happy about stuff like that. So we got 6 different layers of classified now, and I'm hoping that we get some different vehicles to go along with the different coil cycle. I think we could get that coil cycle. I think you could reuse that with Old Snake, another version of Cobra Commander that was a Transformer future Cobra Commander, and they did do some Transformers from the future, and one of them did turn into a motorcycle like that. So I think that would be a cool Transformer HasLab collab to do the coil cycle with Old Snake, and maybe somebody else do that as a collab down the line. I love the collabs as well. I think they're really cool for O-Ring. And there's an opportunity to get an O-Ring Cobra Commander that we haven't gotten previously. Yeah, so there's your Vipers. You got your band of Vipers, as it says. They say in the Cold Slither song. But yeah, so this is a different video because it's a troop builder video. So we're going to get troop builders down the line. Some of the troop builders are going to be a little bit different, and some will be reuse and new. Some will be kind of new. But there's going to be a lot of different troop builders coming down the line. This is the very first one that they did. And it was pretty close after the Vipers that we already got. The Python Viper and the regular Viper, that we got this pretty close afterwards. So look forward to a lot of troop builders down the line. And that is another part of this reuse that they're going to have to do. And I'm hoping they do different things. They don't do the same old, same old. So that's what's cool with the Officer Viper. There was no Officer Viper before, but they use this as an excuse to stick in the Officer Viper. And then they have 2 Vipers that look pretty similar to the previous Viper. So I think that was a good way to use that. They might not have needed to do 3. They might have could have did 2 in that, because that's what a lot of the stuff in the future is 2. Other than, I think the fire team gets 3. I don't think there's any other 3s coming down the line, to my knowledge. But you never know what the future holds. We're into 160 regular classified figures, and then we have like 16, 18 vintage package. Then we have the legacy and the 60th anniversary. So we're past 200. We're way up into the 200s now. So what we're going to get for 2026, the rest of this year, I don't think all of this year has been revealed yet. And then tons of new stuff. If you look for the listings from the Full Force, they have all those listings. That's not my thing. I don't go over all that stuff. But if you want to learn more about those listings and what's coming in the next future 26, 27, you can go to the Full Force and check those out there. But I got a lot of new notifications for stuff that's coming soon, which we will be showcasing and talking about when they get in. I've got the notification for my Law and Order, my Slice and Dice, my Steel Core and Fortification, my Major Blood from the next wave, and my Budo, and my Walmart. Obviously, my Walmart Quick Kick and Beachhead Night Force 2-pack. The one that I haven't got anything for is my divers from Target yet, which is a little strange because I know other people have gotten their divers, and that's exclusive to Target. So I haven't gotten a notification for that. So I'm a little bit leery on whether I'm going to be getting that or if it's getting canceled or something. So that's all stuff that I've got coming in, and I'm still waiting for my box of Haya figures. So I'll be doing a video unboxing for all that Haya, and it's like 12 new Haya figures. So if there's anybody in the chat that collects Haya, they are really nice. It's a high-end 4-inch Japanese line of figures, and I've been getting them. I have, I think, 6 or 7 now, and so I'll be getting a whole lot of those. So I'll be doing a video on that as well. So keep those your eyes peeled for those notifications when those videos go up. And I appreciate everybody in the chat joining me this morning. Again, I appreciate everybody after the fact watching the videos. If you guys have any questions or you want to chit chat for a little while, I got a little time here. We can chit chat and you can ask me some questions. But thank you, everybody in the chat. I appreciate it. So we have 48. I find it interesting that if you look at the Cobra, I have probably going on with this now. I get about 30 or so Cobras, and still I don't think I've even hit 10 Joes. Maybe a couple repaints and running variants. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 Joes. So we're just hit 11 Joes, distinct Joes. And then we have obviously some variants, running variants, and vintage Lady J, and some different Snake Eyes and Roblox. But there's not a lot of Joes. There's a lot more Cobras than there are Joes at this point. But it makes sense because there's a lot more troop builders in Cobra than there is in Joe. Let's see. Down the road, when you receive Law and Order, are you going to do a side-by-side comparison of a younger pre-pick of Kirk Bazigian, the show, the similarities? Yeah, I will be showing the vintage Law and Order when we get to Law and Order. We will show Kurt Bazigian as Law and Order because he was the inspiration for that figure. There's several figures that were the inspiration for people in real life. Larry Hama was the inspiration for Tunnel Rat. Ron Rudat was the inspiration for Leatherneck. Kurt Bazigian was Law and Order. Vinny D'Aleva was Cesspool. Kurt Bacchus was Med Alert from the 2000s. And there's a lot of other people that have worked for Hasbro that got inspirations. This O-ring here that came with the HasLab Sky Striker is Failsafe, and that is I believe Wayne Ruthell, who worked at Hasbro as an executive. Wayne Ruthell. So there you go for that one. So there's a lot of different ones that have been inspired through the G.I. Joe line and the toys and so on and so forth. They won't do that anymore because one of the people, after they left Hasbro, was sued for not getting the legal right to use their likeness. So somebody sued Hasbro. So that's why Hasbro doesn't do that anymore. They'll do little inspirations like with Tripwire. They have his drone is got a little inspiration to Diagnostic 80. Again, Chris McLeod, the Full Force, has a little inspiration there in Tripwire, but it's slightly different. So hopefully Chris wouldn't sue or do anything like that. But he was very honored to have that, and I think most people would be honored to have uh, their likeness or their name or whatever used as a figure. But somebody obviously was using it to come after Hasbro, so they stopped doing it. That's a sad thing, but things like that happen. So yeah, I'll be doing that with Kurt Bazigan, Bobby World, and any of those call outs I'll try to make when we do their vintage um, comparison to those figures. Um, I think the first one that will be coming will be Tunnel Rat. So he's in the 80s, I think Tunnel Rat is. So he'll be coming. He'll be the first one that we do that comparison with their real life character or person. So again, so if there's any other questions, we have not a lot of Joes. We got a couple of Joes coming down the line, but really at this point in classified, they were very, very slim pickings. The Joes were. There was way more Cobras. And if you look at the next, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 Joes out of the next 9 figures I have lined up here for the next 9 videos. There's only 4 Joes out of the next 9 videos, and the rest are Cobras, and some of those are troop builders and 2-packs. So Joes are really they need to catch up. So hopefully they get caught up because I want to fill my display. If you can see over there, the Joe display is not even full yet. I can fit 5 more Joes on that display, and my Cobra shelf is full, and I've started another Cobra shelf below down there. You can't really see it, but there's another set of shelves, and then I have my overflow on this side. You can kind of see the overflow of Joe's, that's repaints and secondaries, and overflow of Cobra secondaries and paints, repaints and stuff like that. So I'm probably going to get another set to go underneath there, but I have a lot of vehicles, so I may use all this space down here for smaller vehicles, because we're going to have a lot of small vehicles coming in the next I would say 25 videos for this series. We've got some Trouble Bubbles, we got some ferrets, we got another motorcycle coming. Trying to think. I think that's all the vehicles that are coming in the next I would say 25 or so videos are going to be small vehicles. But all right, so I guess that does it. You guys don't have any more questions, so we're going to call this quits. And this is a Cobra video, and I'm wearing my Cobra sigil t-shirt. So we're going to say, "Hail Cobra!" And we will see you guys in the next one. Thanks again.